Hi, Zach. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I am good. So I'm new to wholesaling. I found this house on the market, or not on the market, on Facebook Marketplace. I went, saw it, got the seller under contract, found my cash buyer the next day. And then all of a sudden, he calls me last Monday and he says, "Oh, my brother wants to fix it up and we want to make money from it. I don't want to sell it anymore." And so I'm trying to save the deal. I'm trying to do as much as I can. And then finally on Friday, he calls me and he's like, "I just want to tell you the truth. Someone once says that the house is worth more. And someone wants, they don't want to, they say they have the money for it, but if I don't sell it to you, I'm not going to sell it to anybody else." So I've been getting advice from other local people because, this is my first time doing a wholesaling in my market or at all. So I'm in Wichita, Kansas. We got a lot of cash buyers. There's a lot of opportunities here, but yeah, so I've been getting, as much advice as I can, but the seller now wants to raise his price and so I got it under contract for 34,000. Now he wants to raise it for 40, but my assignable contract is for 40. So the advice that I got was to, if he doesn't want to match me or he doesn't want to meet me in the middle, the seller that is, that I should try and give him what I want and then try and raise my price on my cash buyer, but then I could lose out on relationships that way. So I'm in this weird place. My inspection period's up on Wednesday, and I'm not sure what to do.
You're not in a weird place. You're in the right place.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this is the most 100%. First of all, you're dealing with a complete stupid seller who doesn't care about ethics, morals, or handshake agreements. They care about money. This is like dealing with a realtor all over again. It's not fun. It sucks. It's annoying. You're probably a woman of your word. I'm a man of my word. When I say I'm going to buy it for a price and I want to change it, I say it. But you're dealing with some squirrely sellers. I hate squirrely sellers, but I make a lot of money from it. So this is what we're going to do. I have an actual definitive game plan when stuff like this comes through. This is not my first not my first circus ride around here. Right. First thing I do, I want to call out my seller on the lie. I think there's a 50-50 shot, Anita, that seller is lying to you. They're just saying, "Oh, this other guy offered me 60, so give me 60. Like, okay, guess what we're gonna do? Hey, Mr. Seller, what's the name of the person who offered you? I know a lot of the buyers in there, so let me know. I want to go talk to them right now and see how they come up with their name. That's private information. They're lying to you.
Yeah.
And guess what we're gonna do if they say? And guess what they're gonna say if they give out a price? Oh, Zach Ginn. What I'm going to do is have a nice little chat with Zach Ginn and let him know if he tries to underwrite me on this deal, I will make sure he doesn't close any of these deals. I'll be very mean to the guy. But really, I think there's a 50-50 shot that seller's lying to you right now. Yeah. You talked to him over the phone. Did they seem very confident when they said that, or was it a little shaky?
I mean, for 4 days, from Monday through Thursday, they were telling me that their brother is going to fix it up. And then all of a sudden on Friday, he's saying, "I'm going to tell you the truth." Someone says, "Hey, it's worth more." He seemed confident in it. And I'm sure, if there's a third party influence, yeah, someone could say, yeah, it's worth more money, but we're already under contract. So yeah.
I would say this. My mom said my house is worth $4 million. That's what she thinks. I think my house is worth $10 million. It doesn't matter what it's worth. It's what someone's willing to pay for it. Right. And if they spit up, just ask them, who's the name? And then they'll say, John Smith or whatever. Does John Smith have the cash? Did you get the cash from him? A proof of fund? No. Well, then this is just imaginary monopoly money we're talking with. Find me somebody who's legitimately ready to buy it for cash. But unfortunately, Mr. Seller, we can talk about what ifs all day, but I have an agreement. I agree to do it. We have the title ran. We have everything ready to go. I'm ready to go. What we're going to do, unfortunately, I can't go up in price because it's not worth it to me. And you did agree to sell it for this price. So what I'm going to do is we're still going to close. We're still going to go from here. Some sellers respond well when you just go with, hey, we're doing it. We're doing it. Sometimes they're seeing if you can budge. Gotcha. I hate those type of people as negotiating types, but it's like, if you want to negotiate, we should have done it when we wrote up the agreement. But because somebody else is trying to talk you up on price of the brother, ends up the brother's not actually buying it, there's not much I can do.
Right. And sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I did the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, well, do they have, the cash? Did they show you proof of funds? And that's when he was like, oh, no.
You didn't get a name.
Exactly. So
Mr. Seller, unfortunately, I can't believe you because you're not giving me a name. And once they spit out a name, it's kind of be funny because I truly don't believe they have a name because they're usually more adamant about getting out when there is a legit name out there. They're not trying to get out of it. They're just trying to get you to raise the prices.
Yeah. I mean, now that I know that he wants more for it and he's trying to get me to go, higher on my price, that kind of, it's irritating because he spent, 4 days telling me that he just wants to get out because he wants to get out. And now that we're closer to closing, he's telling me raise the price.
You're dealing with a liar. If they lie to you once, they'll lie to you again.
Yeah. So I guess with this situation, should I just use my inspection period and get out of the deal? No. I mean, just stick with it.
Yes. They're lying to you, and they're trying to get you to raise your price based on lies. And I'm not going to believe them. They already admitted to lying. Mr. Seller, you already admitted to lying to me once. I don't believe you have another buyer. Here's the thing, Anita. If I went to that seller, put 60 grand cash on their table and said, I want to buy this thing right now, you know what the first thing they're going to do? They're going to call you and just get out of the deal. Anita, I'm out of here. I'm out. I'm done. Get me out of this. Right. Because, oh my God, Zach's got the cash. He's ready to go. No one's giving them a legit offer that if they truly believe, they just went out. They want you to bring up.
Yeah.
And did they give you did they say 40 was the price?
Yeah. So he listed it for 40. I was trying to talk him down. We got to that 34. And then all of a sudden on Friday, he's saying he wants 40 for it because people
I don't believe it.
40. Yeah. And I mean, it's a duplex. It's pretty messed up. I mean, he hasn't had a tenant in one side forever because it's completely trashed. And yeah, I believe you at some point, at a renovated point, it could be worth up to 40. But right now it is not 40. And, the ARV, I mean, the rehab on it, I've had everyone come, all my cash buyers, they've come with, their partners. It's a $30 or $30,000 renovation. So the roof, the floor, there's water damage, everything needs to be fixed in there. So, I mean, I don't see his brother fixing it up. I don't know what to do, but I also feel like I've kind of tarnished the relationship with the cash buyer now because I'm trying to raise the price on him because that's some advice. Like, what?
Don't raise the price on them. Go with the 40, stand your ground. I truly believe this seller's trying to mess with you. They've already lied to you once. Let them know. I'm sorry, I can't raise the prices. It needs that much work. Me and my partner, we have the title ran. We have the EMD. We have everything set up. We're ready to close on this date, and we're going to do it from there. Unfortunately, you've lied to me, and you've kind of broken my trust, Mr. Seller. Unfortunately, I'm a woman of my word. I'm standing with my agreement. Me and my buyer, me and my partner, we're ready to go on this, and that's what we're going to be at.
Gotcha.
Some people just need a legit, confident push. We're doing this. And that's what you got to do. They're messing, they're lying to you. They're going to say whatever they want to say. They've already lied to you once. Yeah. And they're going to do it again.
Yeah. I'm just getting nervous because it's coming up Wednesday. So I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But
you can get here. So do you have the EMD on this?
That's this. Okay. So this is another sticky part of the situation. I was going to use your contract. I got a contract from a local guy. And then when I was talking to the title company, I was talking to the girl that does it in our town. She knows all the ins and outs, and she sent me her contract and I looked it over. I was like, okay, this is good. And I guess here in Wichita, it's more, common for the end buyer to put EMD down. So I have it in that assignment contract. I gave it to, the end buyer, but apparently when I talked to the title company, they didn't put any EMD down, even though they're supposed to do that within the 24 hours. Additionally, they do have a realtor. However, everything's been seeming smooth. I mean, we got the contract.
The buyer?
Yeah, with the buyer. Everything's been smooth. So, I mean, it hasn't been like a red flag to have that. But long story short, no, there's no EMD down right now, even though it says in our contract we're supposed to have the EMD down.
Okay. I think you're still fine on this one. I think you stand your ground. Here's the thing. I don't think you're going to tarnish your relationship with the seller at all. And here's the thing. You're doing everything in your power to close on Wednesday, and they're refusing to do their legally signed agreement on it. The burden falls on them to sell, not for you. Usually it's the other end where the buyer, the seller's like, buy my house, and you're refusing to buy it. That's when you get your EMD stuck. You start doing bad things. No. When it's the other way around, hold your ground. And one thing I'm going to tell you to do, and this is kind of smooth and sneaky, but it's true. Have the title company. So you said there's a closing lady, right?
Yeah.
Put the wrath of the full extent of the law on the seller. I think the seller thinks they can do whatever they want, but there's a law. And if you write an agreement to buy a property and you sign that agreement, you have to follow the law of the agreement.
Right.
You don't sign contracts willy-nilly, like whatever I want. No, like this is big boy, big girl stuff.
Yeah.
have the closing agent call a third party, say, hey, Mr. Seller, just confirming we're closing on this date. Oh, no. Anita needs to go up $6,000 in price. No. Hey, Mr. Seller, I just letting you know, you signed an agreement. You're not negotiations anymore. We're not even like debating this. This is the contract price. We're closing on this. Are you going to be invalid with your contract? Because there's going to be legal consequences to that. Have them do it. You know why? If this closing doesn't happen, then the title agent's not going to get that deal. They're not going to get their title fees. So she has an incentive to help you close the deal.
Got it.
So call them, be sweet to the closing lady, and let her know what's going on. And have her put the wrath of the law in the guy's hands. And you're probably going to scare him straight.
I'm hoping, because I've tried everything. I feel like I've tried everything under the sun to be like,
hey, have the
you know,
title person do it.
Okay. I'll definitely have to give that a try tomorrow
This
then.
is my first rodeo. There's 4 or 5 ways to go around this. Be confident and firm. Have the title agent scare the snot of the seller and hold your ground.
Got it. Okay.
I wouldn't say this unless you had a buyer, but you have a legit buyer at a price that makes you money. So that's why I'm telling you to stand your ground.
Yeah. Because I mean, I was being generous, and I was gonna, I was trying to get him even to like 36. I mean, I would be making a $4,000 assignment, but I was trying to meet somewhere in the middle, and he's just been really stubborn on this, as I guess you could say.
They're trying to take advantage of your kindness, and you've given too much.
Yeah.
Go stand your ground. Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
You got this.
Thank you,
You're not
Zach.
being greedy on this, so go after it. The third party is probably the best one. And the last thing, are you local in Wichita?
Yeah.
Explain to the seller too. If you want to go meet me at the title aid office, Sarah or Melissa, whatever her name is, she can fully explain what's going on with the contract. I've had sellers want to get out of the deal. I say, okay, if you want out of the deal or you're having problems, go to the title office and meet with my lawyer at the title company, and they'll explain it to you. And the lawyer is actually the owner, and they'll explain you can't get out of it. Like, you signed the contract. Sometimes it takes a third party for them to actually understand it.
Yeah. So I guess I have one more question. Say everything, because I'm new to this. So say he doesn't budge. What happens? Wednesday comes, we're supposed to be closing, and he's not budging. I mean, what's the risk to me? I want to make
risk
sure
to you.
I'm, protected as much as I can be.
There's no risk to you.
Okay.
If it's the other way around and you're out of your inspection period and you're not going to buy it, there is some risk for you.
Right.
But since you have everything all ready to go for it, the risk is on technically you can sue the seller, which you're not going to do. As a beginner, probably just get out of the deal. Call it quits after that. But that's all you can really do, because the seller, you can pretty much sue them.
Right.
Like, you can probably sue them for $6,000 and get $5,000 after lawyer's fees, but you're probably not the type of person to do that. And I probably wouldn't do that either. But there's not much. Talk to the title lady and let her, give her all the information for you. But the risk is not going to be on you in that situation.
Okay. Yeah. Because
I have a buyer, you have an assignment, all your ducks are in a row, which they actually are here, you should have no issue.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I've been keeping my title lady, all in the loop with everything, the whole situation. So she knows everything that's going on. So, she's been helpful. So,
well, have them whip your seller into check.
But okay. I'll definitely be doing that. Well, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it.
Let me know next week how it goes.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
The reason why I'm telling you this, Anita, is because I have a lot of deals where it's come up to the situation and I've stood my ground and the deal went through. I've had situations where I stood my ground, the deal fell off, but half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. I think it's worth just sticking it out.
Okay. Well, I'll do exactly that then.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
Perfect.